As I continued to wake up, I broke out of family conditioning, I broke out of society conditioning, and I broke out of religious conditioning. And that was for a very good reason, because finally, I was able to look behind the veil and to see exactly that person I had become along the lines. Because I was now finally aware that I am not exactly who society told me that I was, family told me that I was, and religion told me that I was. So I broke out of all those patterns, and I started creating that life that I'd always wanted to be, I'd always wanted to live. And that was for a very good reason, ladies and gentlemen. So I took responsibility of my life. I said I'm going to take responsibility of everything. So it wasn't more about the narcissist, all these toxic people I've been meeting along my journey. I noticed actually, subconsciously, I had also been participating in creating those situations without even me knowing it. But again, that was due to the conditioning. And that is exactly what I'm going to explain to you guys in this video. Chosen ones, be careful about your words, because your words are very, very powerful, and your words can actually create your reality. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. Good evening, and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is nikymus, and you are welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-development. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us. Give us a like, share the video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back. And I thank you for your love and support. Now, have you ever asked yourself a question, chosen ones, as to why you just thought about someone, a name just popped up in your mind, or you thought about someone, or actually you spoke about someone, only for you to turn around and actually that person appears in front of you, or behind you, or on the side. So all of a sudden, you think about someone, a friend of yours, I don't know, whatever, it can be anyone, or you think about a name, or even sometimes you think about a particular thing. You may think about a brand of a car, you may think about a particular number, or you may think about just anything, only for you to realize that a couple of seconds later or a few minutes later, that particular thing actually appears in front of you. Now, that's not by coincidence. That is because as you walk along your journey, the universe is actually mirroring you. The universe is mirroring your thoughts, the universe is mirroring your actions, and the universe is mirroring your words. So by this, what I mean is that actually you're creating your own reality by your thoughts, the way you think, by your words, the way you speak, the things you speak about yourself, and even sometimes the way you act. So the universe is actually mirroring your energy. That's the reason why sometimes you're at home and all of a sudden maybe you're cooking, and then you're sitting down somewhere, and then you think about, okay, so today I may have pasta for dinner, or I may have potatoes, or I may have this, or I may have that. And then all of a sudden, just you open up in a book, or sometimes you look in your phone, only for you to see that you've been thinking about potatoes, or you've been thinking about pasta for dinner, and then you see that particular word appearing in front of your phone. Now, eventually, it's not by coincidence, and you're supposed to be careful, chosen ones. In this video, I'm just letting you know that you are supposed to be very, very careful and attentive to exactly the things you speak. You only want to speak about those things that you want to experience. So anytime you sense about things, anytime you sense that your mind is driving you towards negative things, you're thinking about problems, you're thinking about bad situations, maybe sometimes you're wearing t-shirts, they have got very bad images, maybe you're wearing t-shirts about skulls, about death, about this, about that. The universe is going to the universe doesn't know what is good and bad. The universe doesn't know anything, the difference between good and bad. When the subconscious mind is picking up things, it will pick up anything. So it will pick up the things you say, it will pick up your thoughts, it will pick up the words that you have on your own t-shirts, on your own clothes. Because remember that words are very powerful, and normally words, they embody a certain energy, and that energy will actually reflect in your current reality. It may not necessarily be exactly that same thing that is on your clothes, the word that is written on your clothes, it may be sometimes something in a similar energy or in a similar frequency. To give you a background of this video, I've started this video by telling you guys that I broke out of a lot of conditionings. I broke out of religious conditioning, family conditioning, and as well as society conditioning. And this was for a very big purpose. So one of the things I came to notice, guys, look who came to visit me. There's a little dog, guys. Look at that. He just came to visit me. Like, okay, guys, listening. That was pretty. So as a chosen one, of course, eventually animals will always gravitate towards you, you know. So your energy attracts a lot of natural things and things like that. So anyhow, back to the video. As a black sheep or as a scapegoat, so much has happened along my journey as well. So growing up in a dysfunctional family, of course, most of the things I used to hear, you will fail. You cannot amount to this. You cannot amount to that. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. You know what I mean? So I noticed that most of the things I was embodying, the energy I was embodying as a person, had been actually due to family conditioning. Number one, sometimes a lot of things that have happened along my journey have also been a result of religious conditioning as well as society conditioning. So your school tells you who you are going to become. Your religion tells you what you should believe, what you should do and shouldn't do because it's against God, it's against that, and as well as family. But on this channel, of course, I'm going to focus on the black sheep because I've been a black sheep in one family. So, leaving the narcissist, I was not worried about the narcissist. Believe me, guys, I can guarantee you this. In my videos, you guys have been following me for a while. You've known that I was never worried about the narcissist. The major reason I was worried about was, where did this whole thing begin? Because I knew, okay, so the narcissist is gone. There is no way they're ever coming back in my life. I was 100% sure of that. But the question was, where did this whole thing begin and what was the problem? Why did I keep on attracting a lot of toxic individuals along my journey? So the whole thing came down to self-esteem. And a lot of you guys, black sheep, you can resonate with this. A lot of these things came down to self-esteem, having been beaten down by so many things. Family. They are telling you cannot do nothing. You will never result to anything. So all of a sudden, it's like you have got that conditioning at a very young age that makes you feel inferior. You're worried about a lot of things. You can't start that project because you believe you're not enough. You cannot attract a certain woman because you think you're not worth that woman. You know what I mean? That kind of conditioning which makes you feel very inferior about yourself and belittle yourself in some kind of a way, whereby you think you're not worthy of certain circumstances, you're not worthy of abundance, you're not worthy of a healthy relationship, and you're not worthy of prosperity and success. So most of the times you see things and you think that, oh, that house is big for me. How much is it going to cost? When I buy that house, how much am I going to pay for the insurance and for all these kind of things, for the bills and all these kind of things? You start getting conditioned in that way whereby you feel you're not worthy of certain things and certain circumstances. So you belittle yourself in some kind of a way. And again, that is conditioning because now you're using your mind. Your mind is telling you that, hey, don't even look at that house. You cannot afford that. Don't look at that car. You cannot afford it. Don't look at that woman. You cannot. She's too good for you or she's too pretty for you. Don't look at that man because he's too handsome for you. And all those kind of conditionings. Those things, they start with conditioning. So in a way of a black sheep, as a scapegoat, having attracted a lot of toxic relationships, of course, along my journey, I was like, there has to be a problem as to why I've been attracting these kind of people like this. You know what I mean? Because all of a sudden I would see it is possible to attract a normal, healthy, loving relationship. But at the end of the day, you end up with the bad ones because at the end of the day, you think, okay, so those are the ones you're going to be with. Because remember, again, the black sheep and the scapegoats, they are people who are raised in extremely dysfunctional families. So they grow up feeling worthless and feeling little about themselves. They cannot reach heights because of the way they feel about themselves. And remember, guys, like I've said again, the universe only mirrors your energy. So you growing up as a black sheep or as a scapegoat, you're thinking that you're not worthy of so many things. And again, I'm talking about thinking. Now, the universe is actually mirroring what exactly do you think about yourself. And it's exactly what it's giving you. So the universe is actually giving you your thoughts, giving you your words, and giving you your actions. So this video is to let you know, chosen ones, that it's very important for you to understand the thoughts you have in your mind. The words you're speaking, you have to be very, very careful and cautious about the words that you use on a daily basis. The clothes that you wear, what kind of message are they carrying on them? Because words have got power, guys. Let me tell you something. The metrics will not tell you this, that actually the words you use. A lot of you guys have seen me normally on my clothes. I don't like wearing a lot of clothes with funny words or things like that, negative words or things like that, because those negative words, actually, you're embodying that frequency. By you using certain clothes, you're actually embodying frequency. By you speaking about yourself, limiting beliefs. I cannot do that. You cannot do this. I cannot manage that. You cannot manage this. You can manage anything. Anyone in this universe has a right and has a freedom to achieve anything. Whatever it is you put your mind to, you can achieve. So you get out of that frequency of you believing that you're not worth of anything. The things you speak, very, very important, chosen ones. Only the things that you want to experience, those are the things you should speak about. So when you're using words, it's important for you to understand that words have got a lot of power, chosen ones. You cannot believe how powerful is words. There is no reason for you to believe that you are not worthy of anything. You're supposed to focus exactly the things you want. It doesn't matter if it's a house that you want. It does not matter how big it is. It does not matter how big a car. You will, when you put yourself in that mindset and that frequency over, you can actually achieve that. You will achieve it. You're going to achieve it no matter what happens, and you're worthy of achieving that. That is exactly when the universe is now going to start creating the mechanisms that is necessary for you to actually achieve that goal. So it doesn't matter which goal you're talking about. It can be starting up your own personal business. It can be starting a new relationship, of course. Like I've told you guys in this video in the beginning, I've told you about the reason why I stopped focusing on the narcissist. Because I was like, okay, now because of that conditioning, first of all, I'll get those situations out of the way, family out of the way, religion out of the way, and society out of the way. And now I'm going to think like a sovereign being. And as a sovereign being, now I'm going to start conditioning myself and conditioning my brain for prosperity, for success, and for moving towards the positive direction and exactly being where I want to be. So it wasn't easy, chosen ones. It wasn't easy, of course, in the beginning. It takes a lot of work. For a person who is getting out of bad conditioning and negative conditioning, it's not easy. Because when you start breaking away from religion, your parents, you start breaking away from society, a lot of things, you're going to start standing alone. Which is the reason why continuously I've told you guys that usually you'll find along your journey cases whereby you're going to be alone, because you're breaking away from so many things. You're breaking away from negative mindsets and negative conditionings, and most of the times you're leaving so many people behind. And now you're starting to think for yourself, make your own decisions, and create exactly that world that you want to experience in your own life. Without anybody telling you you're not worthy, without anybody telling you you cannot do that and you cannot do this. Now you're starting to create and reaffirm to yourself, I can achieve this. I can do that. I am worthy of love. I am this. So you wake up in the mindset of affirming to yourself positivity, so that now your brain can start to grasp exactly what you're telling it. So for you to be able to manifest in your actual reality, now then you can experience that life you've always been thinking about. I'd never thought that at some point I'd be out there helping people, speaking to people, or sometimes motivating people. So I'd never thought about that. Because like again, I've told you guys, it was very, very hard for me to break out of dysfunction. So if I had decided to keep on following whatever it is the family conditioned me to be, or who they wanted me to be, if I had always kept on believing in that mindset, that is exactly what I would carry on to believe, and that is would now become exactly my present reality. I stopped that and I got out of it, and that is exactly how I started creating exactly that life that I want to be. So for the rest of this video goes to the chosen ones out there. You don't have to think you're worthy of nothing. You don't have to think you're worthless. You have got to now start to think about the things that are going to boost your own self-esteem. And again, most of these times you're going to find yourself doing this thing by yourself, and you're going to think by yourself as a sovereign being. So words are very powerful, chosen ones. Very, very powerful. You cannot imagine how powerful your words are exactly when you're trying to create the world that you need. You cannot believe how powerful your words are. Use them with caution, chosen ones. Speak only to yourself anything that you want to see in your current reality. Speak to yourself and let your subconscious mind pick up that energy, that those are the things you want to experience. If it's clothes that you're buying, You go to the shops and buy clothes. If you see a shirt, a t-shirt with a good word, you know what, a positive word, it could be maybe positive vibe about something about high frequency or something about abundance or things like that. Only wear clothes that embody a positive frequency. The matrix is not going to tell you that most of the times, even the own clothes you're wearing, those clothes actually, they're helping you embody a certain frequency, and that frequency now is becoming a reality in the life that you're living. Anything is energy. Everything you see around you, people, is energy. You embody a good energy, that energy actually manifests in your physical reality, in your current reality. You see that energy manifesting back to you because now you've decided to embody. You're telling the subconscious mind that's the energy that you want to embody in your current reality, and that energy actually manifests in a way in your reality and becomes a part of you. So let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Chosen ones, of course, I've told you guys the whole reason behind a lot of chosen ones around the world, the whole reason behind your failures, the whole reason behind your low self-esteem, the whole reason behind the life that you're living, because that is mostly because of the conditioning. It has normally got nothing to do with the people who are with you at that moment. It has got to do with the conditioning, because even those people in your current reality, whether they are friends, your workmates, the jobs that you're actually working at the moment, the cars that you're driving, the relationship that you're having, it has all been started by conditioning. So the most important thing is for you to recognize that most of the time you have got to take responsibility of your current reality and know that actually it's because of your conditioning that you are actually in that reality of yourself, the reality that you're experiencing at that moment. And then now you start to change the reality. Change it by actually changing that conditioning. Break away from patterns that made you become that person you are at that moment. And that is exactly when you're going to see your life starting to move towards a completely different, the direction of the life, the life going to start to move to a direction exactly that you want to experience in your reality. So let us know in the comment section below what has been your experience along your journey, chosen ones. How have your words actually created your physical experiences? Let us know what you think about this. Book a session with me, guys. You can always book a session. You can always support and donate to this channel. All the links you need are in the description below, my email and everything, Cashapp and PayPal. Until then, guys, it's been lovely to have you guys on board. Much love and blessings. Desmond signing out. Peace.